Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allison Cruz, and as always, I am extremely excited to welcome you to Outer Wilds, a little indie game that I really wish I had known about a lot sooner than I did. This came out in, I believe, June of 2019 on Game Pass, and as I began to play it, I got the sense that this was definitely a special experience that I wanted to share with as many people as I possibly could, because this game is fantastic, and the less you know about it, the better off your experience will be, in my opinion. Now, I played enough of it just to get a sense of how it works and what we generally need to do. So, without spoiling too much, we're gonna get started. This is a first-person space adventuring game with absolutely no combat in it whatsoever, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of death, because this game is predicated on the fact that you are going to die a lot. So, yeah, we want to see every aspect of this game we can. It's very story heavy, and just the way that it kind of conveys the world is very special. So, I'm excited to share with you all Outer Wilds. And so with that, our journey begins with a gasp for air and a mysterious explosion happening off on a distant planet, one that we're probably going to want to investigate. But for now, we're greeted by possibly one of the comfiest campfires I've ever seen in my entire life, and feel free to roast as many marshmallows as you want. Unfortunately, our intrepid protagonist is not very good at not burning them, but at least he knows how to, roast a marshmallow, unlike our dear friend who is not very capable in that regard. So let's go and talk to Slate and see what information he has for us. Hopefully he's not trying to teach us how to roast marshmallows. There's our pilot back from your pre-launch campout under the stars. So it's launch day. Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here we are, our rookie voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. Indeed. However, it seems like there might have been a problem with the retro rockets. That doesn't seem too promising. It was only a problem one time, and then maybe a few times after, but no reason to dwell in the past. Well, anyways, before we can take off, we need to get the launch codes from Hornfels at the observatory, and then, say our goodbyes and never come back. He does have some more information, so how's the ship looking? Hope it's okay before we take off. You might get a kick out of this. I've repurposed the spare oxygen tank to be used as an extra combustion chamber, which is going to make a lot more sense when we find ourselves out in the deep vacuum of space. Yeah, so it's a second stage booster and strapping a bigger rocket onto it. So that'll be useful, and I'll probably have to use that a couple of times. What else you got for us? What's my mission once I'm in space? Well, we're the pilot. Can you tell me? Aren't you pilot types all eager to get up there and explore for yourselves? Indeed. It doesn't matter if we go to the moon or Brittle Hollow, the other sides of Timber Hearth, which is our planet. It's all the same. So a nice thing about this game is that it gives you free reign to explore anything you want. And essentially every person's first run through of the game is going to be significantly different from the others. Now, a couple of things that I've changed is that time does pass in this game, and I've changed it to such that we can freeze time while we're using our translator, while we're reading our ship log, and while we're having conversations. And I think I might turn off that because it seems kind of awkward to just be talking to someone who doesn't seem to really be talking to you. Yeah, I didn't realize that would be so weird like that. But time is very essential in this game and something that you're going to want to take into consideration when exploring out in space. Now, to jump, we have to hold and release A. The surfaces in this game are a little unusual sometimes, but nothing you can't get used to. Now, for our second friend, he's going to be quite important. Hey, it's you. Slate said you're blasting off in your ship today. Really excited to see it. Aren't you going to go into space, aren't you? Yeah, of course I'm going. But yeah, it seems like they beefed up the model ship, which means we should probably practice with it. Yeah, guess it could help out. So, this guy's essentially got this modified drone that actually controls exactly the same as your spaceship. And this is where you're going to want to get your practice rounds in for doing things. I'd recommend hanging out here for as long as you can, because landing and flying your ship is very difficult early on, but later on, oh man, the things you can do, without spoiling too much, landing on the sun is one of the most exhilarating things I've done in video games ever. But as the passage of time continues onwards, there's actually a couple of achievements that you can do with this. First off, you can fly this to the moon. If you do that, you get a nice achievement, and you can also fly it to the sun. So that's also equally as neat. And whoop, sorry, Mr. Geyser. Anyways, we can reset that and get out of here. There's a couple more guys we need to talk to get some more information about what we need to do, and also practice in the zero gravity chamber. So we're going to be spending a lot of time here on Timber Hearth for this first part, but how's it going, Porphy? Heyo, Hatchling, I heard you're living a secret adventure amongst the stars. When you return, yeah, let's open up a bottle of the good stuff. And only one star. Cool. Another metaphor ruined in the name of scientific accuracy. Thank you so much, Porphy. I will hopefully see you when I don't die in space. If we go over here, hello, Rutile. You're actually blasting off in that thing. Yeah, I mean, technically I should survive, maybe. Yep, space program's certainly come a long way. Should probably thank you for causing fewer flash fires than your predecessors. Nice. And then there's those damn retro rockets again. So do you have anything else for me? Yeah. Are you gonna watch it? Oh, of course. I'll be watching from a safe distance, mostly to make sure nothing catches fire. Nice. Okay, so we also have the satellite camera. This projectile is linked to our Sky Shuttle satellite, which is currently orbiting Timber Earth. The satellite is equipped with 2 onboard cameras, so you can take a snapshot of our village. So, yeah, did I do it? I guess I did. We're on the dark side. This is important too, because we got a camera, and it's something you're gonna want to take into consideration also. So, yeah, we're done with that. Anything else over here? Probably not. There's lots of things we're going to be exploring out in the world, and this clearly is not one of them. Everything you need to look at is usually lit up, and you'll see what I mean by that later. How's it going, friend? Marl. So it's launch day, huh? I was gonna miss ya. Speaking of it, those platforms on those ship launchers are just getting old. Yeah, we should make a less flammable launch pad. That sounds like a good idea. What do you mean it's flammable? Yep, it's held up so far. Cool, thanks, Marl. Huh. Alright, so, yeah, we all have it out for that tree. No, it's in the way of someone ought to chop it down, you know, specifically me. Yeah. He holds a grudge. Wonderful. For as little as you actually hear the music in this game, it's so good. God, I love it. How's it going, Ness? Hello there, Space Cadet. I hear you're leaving the crater. If you meet any other travelers, remind them to take proper care of their instruments. So, this is going to be important. Yeah. So, she actually made all of the instruments for everywhere we're going to be seeing out in space. So, we're going to see the drums, the banjo, the flute, and also the harmonica. Yeah, Feldspar's been missing for a long time. Sometimes I feel like just yesterday they were playing their harmonica right around the campfire. Huh, so we hear music in space, and we'll be able to find some fellow travelers from our planet. So we'll use our signal scope, but we don't know anything about that just yet. We will soon enough. So as we make our way to the observatory, if we speak to these young chillin', how's it going, Tefra? Hello, astronaut, if it isn't my favorite troublemaker. We wanted to play hide and seek, but Moraine won't let us borrow their signal scope because it's very delicate. Not supposed to be thrown around like that. But yeah, let's go and play with these kids, because this is going to be an important aspect of the game as well, and something you're going to want to utilize. So, gonna play a little bit of hide and seek. Don't think I really have enough time for this, but we press Y, and we basically get ourselves a dowsing device. Here we have a unknown source that we need to follow, so let's be careful. So something to take into consideration, there he is right there, is if you die in the beginning of the game, you technically get like an exclusive ending, like a version of the ending credits, which is kind of funny, and maybe we'll give that a look before we end off. But first, let's go speak. Oh, hello. Aw. Don't forget, you have to find both of us. Will do. Don't mind me. Okay, so the next one's gonna be right over here. Ugh. Hello, I think. Yeah, it's not a very good hiding spot. You should probably turn off your radio. I won? I'm happy. Oh, cute. So that's basically how we're going to be using the signal scope, and we can change the frequency to Outer Wild Ventures, which is basically kind of going to lead us to where we need to go, and eventually we'll get other mysterious frequencies we get to kind of investigate. So that's really cool, and it's super exciting. So yeah, we can't head inside of buildings, but we do have this man. Hello. Spinel, fishing rhyme, singing helps me pass the time. So we're leaving the crater. Guess we'll all be a little busier without you to lend a hand. Alright, so Giant's Deep. That's very... Ooh, man, that's a crazy, crazy planet. One time after the rest of the village had left to sleep and it was just the two of us sitting around the campfire, Gabbro told me about their first trip to Giant's Deep, which is actually that first planet we saw with the explosion. But they couldn't land because it was too dark. Gabbro wants to see what lays beneath the surface, so they decided to travel deeper. They traveled down, but suddenly they couldn't go any further. So Giant's Deep has a current can't pass through. Sure, okay, but shut up. Yeah, as though excising a will of its own, the water was refusing to let Gabbro go any deeper. It held it back, almost as if it was trying to protect them from something. Huh. Ooh, the tentacle of some hideous beast. Was there sap wine involved during Gabbro's campfire story? Yeah, anyways. Just playing it up a little bit. Yep, I will definitely bring back some of that good old giant water. Why not? So we're going to keep on heading up here. A couple more things to explore, some concepts to, you know, learn about, things that will kill us, certainly. And because we don't have our spaceship, our space suit, we are going to be, you know, trapped by the wills of, mortal coils. And this music, man. Okay, what do we have here? The scout launcher. Okay, so we're gonna get a version of this, but we basically launch a scout and we'll be able to take pictures much like we did with the satellite, and it'll just keep going until we decide that, you know, we want to bring it back to us. So that's always nice and dandy. Alright, so we have the Geyser Mountains up ahead. That's about as far as we'll go that way. Off in the distance, we have the Nomai Ruins. Probably warrants a visit at some point. The Nomai are integral to the story in ways you could not believe. And the Quantum Grove Crater. Huh. Very curious. And behind us is the Young Bark Crater, which I believe is where we're going to practice some of our zero-gravity shenanigans. So maybe we should go head over there next, because that might be where we suit up for the first time. Wow. What was that? Oh, that's the moon. Look at that. You can see a campfire on it. It's so good. Man, I'm telling you. How's it going, Squirt? Also, shadows. How do they work? Oh, hello, astronauts. You know the patch of ghost matter inside this fence? Gosson said it could be bigger when they were a hatchling because ghost matter evaporates. It takes a super long time to go away. So, ghost matter will kill you instantaneously. Yeah, her touching it hurts so bad it feels like your whole hand's on fire. So basically the only way you can tell that it's here is if you take pictures of it. It will only show up as, you know, ghost matter through the film of a camera. So it's interesting. Yeah, it's a pocket of ghost matter. Neat. Yep. So basically you can survive like a second in it, but just beware. If you see any of these crystals, you'll probably be okay. You'll get an idea of where that's going. Over here we have water. That's nice. So let's head into Young Bark, into the Zero-G cave, and see what we can do here. How's it going? Hey, I thought I might see you before the big launch. Nerves getting the better? Yeah, I'm a natural. So funny, I seem to recall the first time you strapped on a jetpack, we had to come fish you out of the crater near the South Pole. Alright, so the satellite, it's definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment. It's in the Zero-G cave and we need to repair it. So yeah, let's go check it out. Try not to concuss yourself before the first launch. Excellent. So let's go head down, and zero gravity is something you're going to be experiencing a lot in space, especially if your ship breaks down and you need to fix the thrusters. You know, it's just an easy repair, but just being able to be acclimated to where you need to be is something that'll help. All right, now into the deep dark caves. How's it going? Oh, here we go. Let's suit up. And here we go. So we have fuel and we have oxygen. Oxygen will run out if we use too much of it. And if our fuel runs out, we're going to start using our oxygen as our thrust. And something we're going to want to remember because that's important, especially if you want to kill yourself. Hey, nice of you to drop down. All right, give me the dirt. Some fresh dirt. Not much happening. Huh. So, Tektite saw something crash outside of the village crater earlier. Yeah. They were on fire watch with the old scout launcher and saw smoke, so they went to check it out. Something we will also want to check it out at some point. I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot of relevance early on, but everything will come together and it's very satisfying. I haven't even beaten the game yet, so I'm excited to see how that's going to go. So there is fall damage in this game, and so if you use, your fuel to kind of let yourself go down, it's useful for, breaking your fall a little bit. We also have the amount of gravity, so it's 0.1 right now. It's not complete 0G, but here is the satellite. And something you want to be careful for is that there is no friction in space. So if you just let yourself go forward just a little bit, you will keep going infinitely until you either change trajectory or you hit something. And so you can lock onto things and match the velocity so that we can actually, get near it and reacclimate ourselves. And very important. I recommend it highly, especially when you're trying to land on planets without dying. So we'll lock onto this and we'll match velocity and go ahead and repair it. Get a little closer. There we go.